This man's been at it so long that when America's Funniest Home Videos, which he's the current host of, debuted, he already had a few years under his belt on the show Silver Spoons and was part of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and now he is the host of one of the longest-running shows on television in his 29th season. America's Funniest Home Videos, 7 p.m. Eastern on ABC every single Sunday. Host Alfonso Ribeiro, good to see you.
You too, buddy.
Sir. So
Yes.
now we shared a very warm moment earlier this hour,
Yes.
back in the green room, when I found out that you're from New York City.
Absolutely. Grew up in the Bronx.
Okay, so that means you're a Yankee fan.
Yes, I am a Yankee fan.
Okay.
Die hard.
Now, may I ask, how old are you?
I am 47.
47. I'm
Yes.
49.
Right. So
Okay.
we lived through
The Reggie Jackson.
Absolutely. Dave Winfield, like yes. Ron Guidry.
My daughter's middle name is Mattingly.
Really?
That's how serious
So
it is.
you're okay, you win.
No, well, it's not a contest. But then you also said that you grew up being in New York.
Yeah.
A Jet fan.
I was a Jet fan growing up as a kid, but back in the day, they wouldn't air the game on TV if it wasn't sold out. So you got blacked out.
Yeah, because
right?
Shea Stadium didn't.
And it
didn't
never
fill up.
was sold out, obviously, during the 70s with the Jets. So I would want to watch football on TV on Sundays, and eventually, you would just watch whatever else was on TV.
Yes.
So a lot of times that would be the Cowboys, and the Cowboys were winning. And so eventually you're like, you know what? That's my team, but I'm going to like them too.
Right.
And then eventually it became I like them only. And then the Jets just became a part of my history.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's a part of my history.
Okay.
But we have a lot of work to do in Big D. We have a lot of work. I think look, I've been a diehard for now a very long time, many decades. We won't go into how many of the decades, but there's a few.
Yes.
It's time that the owner gives the job of GM to someone who really, really knows what he's doing, and to allow our team to get a coach that has true identity, right? I feel like America's team no longer has an identity. It's just kind of middle America, wash, kind of no real definitive direction in terms of the way the offense works. I mean, are we a running team or are we a passing team? Obviously, our O-line is kind of in shambles right now, even though because that's how they built it. But I just feel like Garrett doesn't do anything. He doesn't have a true coaching style identity. And I think the Cowboys really need that.
In terms of the owner being the general manager and giving up that role, what's the words for it, isn't happening.
We know that. We do.
On Earth One.
Yes.
Which we cohabitate.
We do. We spend a lot of time on Earth One.
As people.
Yes.
That is not happening.
Well, then he's got to recognize that turn it into a business and not a fun thing for him to have, right? Like the relationships that he has. Obviously, Garrett was his, felt like his child, right? And it was like but he's not the heir apparent, right? He's not that guy, and I don't see it that way. And, look, we were all fans, and, I'm not in the game of football and never claim to be and never will be.
Right.
But I just feel like they need a true identity in terms of who they are. And I don't feel like Jason Garrett gives them that.
Well, Zeke could give him that, that's for sure.
He could, but then
hit people in the mouth. And defensively, they're hitting people in the mouth over these 5 weeks.
Absolutely.
That has
They're much
surprised
better.
me. That has surprised me. They are physical. They're going to hurt you.
Absolutely.
And you know that going into a week against the Dallas Cowboys. I don't recall the last time I could say something like that.
It's been a lot. It's been a long time. It's been. I don't think it's been in the last 3 decades that you could ever say that.
So maybe that could be their identity.
It could be, but I feel like we're certainly not fully there yet, right? To where you're going to really rest on that defense to win you games. I mean, obviously the last game that's what Garrett did, and we lost. He didn't go for it on fourth. He rested on the defense, and at the in OT. It didn't work out, right? And I get it, but Zeke is great. Zeke, he's pounding it, and he's doing a fantastic job. But I don't see them, stepping out and being a great team the way we are currently constructed. And I really feel like Tony Romo played a bigger role in Dak's growth. I feel like.
How do you mean?
Well, I feel like he was really helping him with reads and understanding how to make in-game adjustments. His knowledge of the game, and I feel like we kind of see that on CBS when he's you know, as a commentator, he really kind of understands what's about to happen and the plays that should be run. I feel like that on the sideline for Dak has been lost, and his ability to make in-game adjustments is not happening.
You're saying Cooper Rush does not offer that from the number 2 hole on the depth chart? Is that what you're saying,
I'm not seeing it.
It's an interesting analysis of what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys. And now you're fired up, I imagine, of LeBron coming to town. So you're a Laker fan from all the years of you living out here and working
living out here. I didn't really watch basketball as a kid when I was in New York, so I didn't really get into it until I moved out here. And if you're going to move out here, you know, the Lakers were Showtime, and in the '80s it was amazing.
Yes.
You know a lot of the guys, and
so you're a kid working on these shows,
right?
And you were going to the old Forum.
Absolutely, yeah. I would go to the Forum. I was really, really good friends with Dr. Jerry Buss. And we would sit up in his box as a young man and hung out with him and the family, and still friends with Jeannie Buss, and so a huge, you know, lover of our Lakers squad. And I get how a lot of Kobe fans were losing their minds, you know, like you can't have the enemy come
on, though,
but I think it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Look, you know, this is the NBA, and players change teams, okay? And there are very few homegrown stars anymore, okay? We're not going to have the kid growing up in Inglewood who's now going to be the #1 basketball player in the NBA playing for the Lakers. We're going to have to go out and get other players. By the way, Wilt Chamberlain didn't play with us his whole career. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar didn't play with us. Shaq didn't play with us the entire time. So let's get over that. We've got the greatest player on the planet Earth playing for the Lakers now. Let's get behind them. We've got a great young squad. I feel like Magic and Pelinka did a great job of bringing in this season some players that can teach the young squad how to kind of get it done and also be a contender. I don't think the Lakers are winning the championship this year, but once we get that next max player, I think we have a shot.
Alfonso Ribeiro, I'm glad you have that attitude, because when I heard Laker fans out here saying LeBron coming here, infringing on Kobe's turf.
Kobe's gone.
Well, it's not just that. It's just
gone.
It's like cry me a river over having generational talent after generational talent show up here either via acquisition, draft, or free agency. Cry me a river. I would take LeBron James in a Knicks uniform, even though I've sworn off that team because I despise the owner.
And I understand.
You got to be kidding me.
Absolutely.
And even if LeBron in his 3+1 deal that he's given the Lakers here, even if let's give him half of those years at championship. Let's just do that.
Right.
Which is, you never know. He's still way behind Kobe in the amount of rings and in terms of what he's done else. It's just you can't even compare.
Well, the problem is that the logic is counterproductive, right? So we don't want the best player in LA because we don't want to win any more championships and rest on Kobe's wins. Right? Like, doesn't that make absolutely no sense at all?
Let's see if instead, let's just see if LeVar's right.
Yes.
Let's see if LeVar's right about his kid.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, if you want to win, go out and get the best players possible. Yes. LeBron is the best player on planet Earth. I'm going to go with LeBron on my team and root for him versus let's root for some other guy because I want to remember Kobe. Kobe's not picking up a basketball and he's not putting it through a hoop again. Laker fans, let's get past it. Let's move on to the LeBron era and let's love it.
Alfonso Ribeiro, everybody.
Let's love it. We've got a great team.
Look at him.
And Magic is doing a fantastic job.
By the way, I just feel like you're sitting on the set of America's Funniest Home Videos, which is a great show, and you do a great job of it. Deep down, you want to pop off about the Laker fans. You want to pop off about the Cowboys, and I feel like you're getting this opportunity right now.
Listen, I'm sitting here with you, and there's some inner rumblings that have been going on for a little bit that I feel like I got to get out to the world. Like, come on, y'all.
I know you got.
Come on, get it right.
All right, now let's get down to it here. What is your handicap?
Right now, I'm a 2 handicap. +2 handicap. But the lowest I've ever been, I was a +2 at one point.
You're giving strokes to the course.
I was giving strokes to the course.
You're like,
for a little while.
Here's the
Here's
strokes
two.
course.
I'm gonna hand it back to you.
Yeah, I don't need it.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll get it. I'll get it back from you. No, but I love this game. I'm actually an ambassador for the PGA Tour Champions. And so for me, this game brings me happiness on a daily basis. I mean, whether it's actually playing, thinking about it, I wake up every morning and I think about the game of golf. I practice 3 things in the shower every morning.
Oh
my full
God.
swing,
Yes.
my putting stroke, and my chipping.
Well, first of all,
I
how
do it in
big
the
is your
shower.
shower?
Listen, there's no ball.
shower.
There's no club. Because
Okay.
you don't really get that serious because you slip and fall and bust your butt. But
Okay.
but just the technique and the feel of it. Because like I always say, the ball always just simply gets in the way of the club. You're not hitting a ball. The ball is in the way of your swing. So if your swing is solid, the ball just gets in the way and goes where it's supposed to go.
See, now,
Interesting.
I would love to just
don't think
make
like
it that easy. I don't have that. I don't have that. Golf makes me happy for various reasons.
Okay.
Because I like being outside.
Right.
I like just being able to tap out a little bit, although my friends always rag on me for having my phone a little bit too handy.
Right.
Okay. All right. Just in case they're
Understandable.
out there
Listen, you're a
driving
busy
around.
man.
Okay.
You got a lot going on.
I do. So, but, I love the camaraderie of it. Mm-hmm. But so much else of it frustrates the hell out of me. I wish I could just say the golf makes me so happy.
You know what I actually coach my wife, right? And most guys would typically be like, there's no way
How's that work for
I'm
you?
going down that road.
Right.
Fantastic. It works out great. When she started playing golf, she was shooting in the high 130s. Within 6 months, she was shooting in the low 90s. And the reality to me is that because you have to start over sometimes, right? We hold on to our past a lot as human beings. You have to decide, do I want to be better or do I want to be mediocre right now and not get worse? To get better, you have to get worse. You've got to break it all down. You've got to start all over, and you got to learn the proper technique based on your body and your natural ability. I see people all the time want to look at, I want to emulate Jason Day's swing. You can't emulate Jason Day's swing. Jason Day is a freak of nature. He is an incredibly powerful, limber guy. You can't do it. So learn the swing that works for your body type and your natural ability. Sometimes you got to start all over to get there.
So what conversations have you had with Barkley?
Well, the problem with Barkley isn't his body or his ability. It's his mind.
That hitch is ridiculous.
And, but it's interesting because I have actually been on the range with Charles and watch him actually hit great shots on the range with no hitch at all. This is fully in his head. Something about on the way down, he has not been able to figure out how to make whatever that is disappear. He's afraid of contact.
Charles Barkley's afraid of contact.
He's afraid of contact.
Have you told this to him?
Well, listen, we've had plenty of conversations.
I'm sure.
I mean, I've known Chuck for a long time.
Yes.
And we talk about it all the time. It's like he's like, I can't figure out why I'm afraid to, I can't let it happen.
Yeah. What's
I always say to him, it can't be worse. You can't do. I mean, the funniest Charles Barkley story was I was playing in Mario Lemieux's golf tournament, and it was me, Emmitt Smith, and Charles Barkley. And I had not seen Charles Barkley play. This was decades ago.
Okay.
And Charles Barkley goes, "Yo, we betting?" I guess. What do we? I mean, I don't. We probably shouldn't bet, Charles. Right? I mean, I've heard that you're not very good, but we probably shouldn't bet. He's like, "What do you mean? What do you mean? No, come on, let's bet $1,000 a hole."
Whoa.
I was like, "Whoa, Charles." I was like, "Charles, I've known you too long. I'm not taking your money. I'm not taking your money, Charles." Charles was like, "Come on, you're gonna be disrespectful." I was like, "All right, Charles, how about it? You know what? We'll just low score 18 holes." We'll just do that rather than, match play hole by hole. There's $1,000, okay? Because I can accept taking $1,000. Oh, you think it's like that? Now, remember, I had not seen the hitch to this point. So he gets over the ball on the first tee, and he starts down and has that, stroke moment. And I'm like, what in the... I was like, oh, what is that? And he was like, oh, you're going to be disrespectful? Disrespectful? You are being disrespectful to the golf swing right now. What are you talking about? And the first time I'd ever seen it. So clearly, he shot like 130, and I shot like 74, and was like, I guess I'll take my grand now. It could have been 18,000, but I'm just not that dude. I didn't want to take your money, Charles. You know it's true. You know it's true.
By the way, you should have been able to double the amount of money you earned if you beat him by 60 strokes.
I mean,
that should be like a 60-stroke
dude,
rule.
if I beat you by more than 50, you pay me $2,000.
Man, we haven't even talked about your show, America's Funniest Home Videos, 29th season, man.
Yes, yeah. It's I feel so fortunate and lucky that I get to be the host of this show.
It's an institution.
It is, and to be part of that kind of legacy, and to, for me as a family guy, love my kids, love sitting with my kids, love hanging with my kids.
Yeah.
My wife and I will sit there and watch the show on Sunday nights, and even better, sometimes when I'm working on the videos and I have to do the voiceover for the videos,
yes, sir. They'll
send it to me in advance, and so I'll sit in front of the computer, and both my boys will sit on my lap, and we'll all laugh together as we go over it, and it's as you know, what better world than being able to enjoy what you do with your family, right? And for me, it's such a blessing. I really do feel like I hit the jackpot.
You certainly have, sir. And I want you to come back because we haven't hit on pretty much a ton of stuff that I'd love to tell
the
you about from
Yankees
your career.
losing.
We're out of time.
No, that's unfortunate.
I know. Come on, hey, with the tissue. What'd that mean?
I know.
What's that mean?
You guys need him.
No, he's a Red Sox fan. Don't listen to him.
You're a Red Sox fan? Hey, listen, okay. All right, I see where you at.
Yeah, there's nothing else to be said.
All right, when I come back, Houston's going to beat up on y'all anyway.
Yeah, currently in its 29th season. 29th season, America's Funniest Home Videos, Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. Great to see you, sir. This has been a blast. Alfonso Ribeiro, Alfonso_Ribeiro on Twitter to follow this man.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.